What's up, guys? Today's video is not really about fashion or skincare or travel. I thought I'd just sit in front of the camera and talk about the other thing that I do with a lot of passion, which is teaching French. As you know, that in spite of the fact that I'm blogging, I'm traveling, I'm vlogging, I'm creating content, there's a little bit of an unusual combination where my second job is that of a French teacher. Now, this is something that I've been doing for many years. I started teaching French in the year 2000 when I was 18 years old, and it's 2021, which gives me about 21 years of experience teaching French. And why do I love it so much? This has never been my principal job. So I've done a few certifications to kind of qualify me to teach French, but I have never ever exercised this profession full time because I've just been doing a lot of other stuff, and as you know, I love multitasking. What really came as a huge help to me last year when we went into lockdown and my media work slowed down a lot, there was a huge drop in income and I had a lot of spare time in March. And then all of a sudden I thought that, you know what, I really need to get back into teaching. Everybody's talking about the Zoom and everything. Why not start Zoom lessons? That might just be a good idea. And I've been teaching French ever since for the past 1.5 years, because I had kind of had a break for about a couple of years in the middle, because with my blogging life and traveling and everything, it was becoming really impossible to teach French. So I would like to say that I resumed and it continues. As we come out of the second wave of the pandemic, I'm kind of slowing down with the French classes as well, because work is going to pick up. I'm going to have to travel, so that much more time commitment. I am, however, keeping on a few of my VIP customers, a few one-on-one students that will help me creatively kind of continue teaching. So I'm going to talk about me as a blogger or as a journalist or someone in the content creation space. What's this whole fascination about teaching? It's really a combination that very few people, none of my blogger friends are actually teaching, and I don't know, it's just something that I've always wanted to do. When I was a child, all I said when I was a child, if anyone asked me, what do you want to do? I said I wanted to be a teacher. Like, I wanted to be a school teacher. And imagine back in the day in the 80s and 90s telling people, in Indian parents, that you wanted to be a school teacher. Of course, my parents are pretty chilled out, but like telling everyone else you wanted to be a school teacher, it literally symbolized that you had no ambition, because you were not wanting to become a doctor or an engineer or whatever. Anyway, thankfully I've managed to keep that profession alive. I just want to talk about why I love it so much. First of all, my love for the foreign language. I've always been obsessed with learning foreign languages, and as you know, I speak Italian and French, and I've taken the trouble to invested years and years, almost 2 decades of my life invested in perfecting the language, and I still continue to do that. What's more is that I think the joy that I get by being around people, and I am a people's person, but the joy that I get by being around people and kind of just teaching them and empowering them with a little bit of confidence is something that gives me a great high. Also, I think I'm a bit of I wouldn't say grammar Nazi, but I'm a geek for the scientific grammatical aspect, so I really like teaching that, though I don't always have to teach grammar, but I think that for me, the aspect of guiding someone through a conversation and telling them that this is how you need to frame sentences, this is the words that you need to build on, the vocab that you need to build on, and kind of hand-holding them through the journey is really very enriching for me. I just absolutely love that. Another thing that is really rewarding is that after a couple of days, especially with the beginners, when you see them making sentences and then there's that smile on their face every time they want to learn more, they start using the skills that you've already given them and making sentences using the vocabulary that you've given them. I think that's a really fulfilling aspect of my job, which I absolutely love, so I'm really thrilled about that. What else? Other than that, I really like kind of putting together games and role plays and music. I love making them sing songs in French. So at the end of the class, when everybody's together, 15 of them just singing loudly, having a good time, I think it's great. And most importantly, at the end of the day, when all these people come to me to learn French and they just want to spend 90 minutes just having a good time, not thinking about their stressful lives, just leaving everything behind and coming and learning something new, but not in a very academic fashion, but make them learn something where they have fun, interact, and possibly want to kind of go to France and practice this. This is the kind of language skills that I got from my teachers, both for French and Italian, and hopefully I'm going to be able to impart that, which is why I have really, really loved this whole role of being a teacher. And I think another thing is this whole change of perspective. The minute you step into the role of a teacher, when you're in control of a class, that kind of the feeling of responsibility, the kind of joy that you get of guiding a whole group of people through a learning process, an academic process, is really, really very fulfilling for me. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say that it doesn't pay my bills, because it has paid my bills during the pandemic. And if you do have a skill like a foreign language, we all know that it is a very lucrative one, whether you're a translator, interpreter, and if you use your skills to keep yourself busy. Therefore, I would like to say that I mean, these are just a few thoughts on why I've loved teaching French over the years. I still keep in touch with some of my students over the years. They still come back to me, no matter where in the world they are and whatever their journeys, they still come back to me and thank me for those little moments that I gave them in the class. And I mean, it just kind of highlights how important a teacher is, and a language teacher, more than anything, where you're not really appearing for a HSC exam or a university exam, but just giving them that skill to learn it, remember it, and have those happy moments for the rest of their life. I think that's been a huge eye-opener for me, and I'm glad that I've been able to do that and kind of bring some sort of positivity and joy to people's lives, especially in this lockdown. So those are my thoughts for the day, guys. Do let me know what you think. Have you learned a foreign language? Have you had a great teacher experience? I'd love to hear from you. So please do leave me a comment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'd love to hear from you. So till my next video, stay safe, and of course, keep commenting.